I've made my way to Hongya Cave this evening. It's a quiet place, there's almost no people here. The only reason I'm not wearing my mask right now is just because I'm far away from everyone else. If you do go into the scenic area, you do have to wear it. Almost no people here. We've got Tiananmen Bridge in the background, that's where I'm gonna go in a minute. Today is all about Hongya Cave. I haven't taken many photos here actually, at least not many that I really like. The best photos I took are from a couple of years ago at least. And I'd like a chance to try and redo them. And on a day like today is Monday, on a day like today, there shouldn't be that many people around. So I'm hoping that I can get the space and the time that I want to take the photos. The first place I'm gonna go to is actually on the side of the bridge, just around here, maybe a little bit further over, just where that wall ends. From there you can see all these stilted buildings from the bridge, and when they light up, which they will in maybe about half an hour or so, it's gonna look really good. And then I'm gonna go down to the bottom level and then photograph up against the facade as well. That's what I'm hoping on doing. We'll see how it goes. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Mikkel. I am a photographer, videographer, and freelance journalist currently based here in Chongqing, China. I'm at Hongya Cave today. It's going to be a bit of a special time because usually this place is packed with people. It is one of the busiest tourist attractions in Chongqing. It's a Monday for one, and second of all, there's a little bit of an outbreak going on as well, so many people are staying home and many tourist attractions are actually closed. So I'm hoping that this will be a good opportunity for me to try and get some of the photos I've been wanting to get for a while. Less people means it's easier to get around, especially on the highway bridge, which I'm going to go to next, but also just inside the attraction itself. And down on the lower ground, down towards the bottom where I want to photograph from. There are 3 or 4 locations I want to visit to take photos from, so that's what I'm going to try and do. So yeah, let's first start by getting on the bridge and get ready for when the sun comes down and the lights come on. All right. I'm headed towards the bridge. I do see lights are slowly starting to come on, so I'm hoping I'm not much too early, but then on the other hand, as it is with all good photo spots, if you want to be in the right place, or if you want to be in the good place, you need to be a little early. So I'm gonna start heading to the bridge now. I don't think it could have come at a much better time. The lights just turned on just as I walked up here. Very epic. So this is one of the first spots that I want to photograph. You can't quite see it from the angle that I'm filming from right now, but I'm gonna start by taking my camera out, doing some handheld shots, and then I will slowly transition into long exposure. Just because the handheld ones, they don't quite capture the feel or the dynamic between the dark spots and the bright. The sky is actually still a little bit too bright to take the photos that I want. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit, practice my composition, get some of the frames that I want out of the way, take some of the handheld shots that I can first, and then as it starts getting darker, we'll get to the longer ones. There's quite a lot of vibration on the bridge as well, both from the cars passing by, but also the subway that runs under the bridge itself. Every time it goes through, you just feel the whole thing rumble. I'm sure the camera is shaking a little bit as well. So I just hope nothing's gonna fall down. This is obviously nowhere near as empty as everything was during the quarantine and the lockdown that happened right when the outbreak started, but this is like one of the city's biggest and most famous tourist attractions, and today it is just, you have the whole thing to yourself. Unfortunately, what we're also seeing as I'm walking through here is many of the shops are closed. Some of them didn't make it through the pandemic, extended downtimes and all that. So that also means that this used to be like a really big and vibrant attraction with lots of people. And you still have many shops that are open, selling different things, snacks, handicrafts, clothes. You can find just about anything here. But it just hasn't quite returned to what it was like a couple of years ago before the pandemic happened. So I made it down to the bottom floor where you can really see the building in the background. There it is. It's really quite a spectacular sight when you see it from down here. The view is really, really, really good. So yeah, it looks way better than photos can ever do. Unfortunately, in order to get over here where I want to take the photos, I first have to walk down along the street, up that little bridge, and then over and then back. So yeah, let's get going. So finally made it down to the spot where I want to photograph from. It's so dark I have to add like a little extra light on top of my camera to actually light myself up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up here behind me along the road, set up my tripod, and then shoot this, but aiming that way down the road. That's the idea. We'll see how it goes. Thankfully, I can actually stand here on the road. There's some construction going on, so they're blocking a little bit of it, giving me a space to stand in. It's perfect, because the last time I was here trying to do this, not only was I fighting the crowds, it was also just hard to find an actual place to stand. I'm going to do these zoom shots first, and then we're going to take the lens from there, the wide angle one. I think that's going to give us the better photos. Again, because the buildings are so bright, I can't expose for too long. Let's see if that's steady. So, camera set up, taking the photos. Just gonna have to see what we get. All right, so my original idea was actually to go to another location close to here, a little bit further down the road, and take a couple more photos. I'm not gonna do that. I think I've gotten everything that I can. There's so few people and so little stuff going on. I just don't think it's worth it. So I'm gonna take what I have now, the photos and the video clips that I have, and go home and yeah, get ready to edit and send this stuff out. See you in the next one.